We men deal with the men. Stop going to women talking to them. We just talked about this a while ago, all right? Hey, listen. We men right here dealing, right? It don't matter. It don't matter. The key word was still man, right? So stop being a child and deal with the men, okay? So stop dealing with others and deal with the men. Okay, same here. So deal with the men.
Luke chapter 7 and verse 32. They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace.
See that? God say pertaining to our people. Look at how you keep showing your skin, looking at yourself doing this. Our people. God say our people act like what?
They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace and calling one to another and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced.
You see that? So even here right now, you listening, you dealing with the work, but you ain't. So overall, real discernment is telling me overall you playing right now. You got a little free time on your hand and you ain't really dealing. You out here being a little kid right now. But there's a child right here that's way more humble and receiving this word way more than you are. And
so
you
what? So
this is why I'm showing you being a little damn child right now. And this is the problem with all of what you're talking about. Because you can clearly see what's wrong with our people. And I'm trying to show you, you part of that help. You part of the destruction that's making our people worse than what we are.
If you like this video, subscribe for more content.
Shalom, we out here still teaching our people, trying to bring some insight to our people hurt, to our people troubles, to all the confusion that's clear as day. A lot of us, we walking around, we functioning, we know the time's not right. Regardless of what you believe in, one thing we all can agree on is we know something ain't right. We know a lot of things not right. A lot of things not right in this present day. And why is it? Because we're not considering the true power. We're not considering our Father. We're not considering the works we need to be applying. We got to start considering, what is it that we're lacking? What's the cause to all of this confusion that we clearly see but have no solution to? Because that's what we all can see. No matter what you believe in, we all know this world is twisted right now. So what is it going to take for us to start getting on one accord to see what's the problem and to figure out the solution? And when you figure out the solution, then apply the solution.
Bring it on.
So let's start in Isaiah 55, verse 6.
Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
So it says, seek the Lord. We got to start seeking the Lord while he may be found. Because the Most High ain't going to always be present. He going to be present enough to correct you. But after so much correction, he just going to leave you alone. Read that again.
Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
So it say, call upon the Most High while he's still near. You might not be comfortable, but he's still near right now. That's why you can bear witness to these curses, all these shootings, all these killings, all these drugs, all the prostitution, all these children being gotten not in marriage. Everything that can cause some frustration, headache, heartache, or whatever. We looking for all the wrong solutions. It says start seeking for God while he's still near. Read that again.
Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way.
So it say we got to start identifying ourselves as wicked. If you know you in sin, you got to start labeling yourself wicked. That's part of accountability. It's part of accountability. If you know you're not following God, you got to acknowledge you're wicked. Go ahead.
And the unrighteous man his thoughts.
And also, not following the Lord, you are unrighteous. Your thoughts are wicked. Anytime we go against God, our thoughts are wicked. Go ahead.
And let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him.
So the only way we can receive that mercy we just so desire is once we humble down and come back to God. You can't receive God's mercy and doing the opposite of his will. Go ahead.
And to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
What God say?
For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
So we got to get into this mentality of recognizing God's thoughts are not our thoughts. We always say, I'm doing this according to God, or I'm doing this according to God, but is that God thought? We say we love God because we do this, or we love God because we do that, but do God consider that love? Do God consider that love? Read verse 8 again.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways.
God say your ways will never be his ways. Anything we think about and it's not pertaining to God, it's not his way. It's not of him. So when we keep operating in that manner, he gonna keep rejecting us. He gonna keep letting us get afflicted. He gonna keep letting our kids get killed. He gonna keep letting us go through all the hell until we recognize we need to wake back up and come back to him. We so jacked up because we tried every way but God's way. Let's get 2nd Esdras chapter 14. Let's get 2nd Esdras 14, I believe 34. Because we gotta start fixing our mind. God say our thoughts ain't his thoughts. Our ways ain't his ways. So let's hit that.
2nd Esdras chapter 14 and verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding.
So it said we gotta subdue our own understanding. So we gotta subdue our own understanding. Read that again.
Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your heart.
So it says subdue it. How you doing, bro? It says if you subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, then what?
Ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy.
So it says once we reform our thoughts, he say then we can obtain mercy. How you doing?
That means if something happens to your kids, you get out there and cause some problems about your money. When he say mercy, that means you ain't gotta be nice to nobody when you follow God laws.
No, it don't. That's not what
They
that
do. Because when God say, follow me, not God, that means don't follow no prophet. That means follow God. I mean, what did I claim? You follow God in wartime.
Let me ask you
So
something.
you war. And it's time for money. Somebody step on your property, and you gotta get on my property. You can't have make
That's
money.
now it pertaining to your property. That's one thing. Yes, somebody can't violate your property. That is biblical. Okay. On that point, I agree with you on. If somebody is trespassing on your property, God did say you have right to protect yourself and your family.
Hold on, God ain't nice. God is the one. I ain't talking about kids. I said God.
We didn't say nothing. So let me ask you something, because we didn't speak on nothing what you just saying, but we can deal with it. We can most definitely deal with it. But that's not what we were just speaking on. But we can deal with what you're trying to address. So what you trying to address? One, because you said like 4 or 5 things. So which point you want to deal on?
St. Louis is always getting his money and you traumatized because you got money and you hard body.
I say it's a spirit of deep sleep upon us for why though?
And have closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers have he covered.
So he said he go cover all of this on us for what though? And like you said because we chose not to keep his laws, right? No, that's what you just said though, right?
They chose that.
That's what I'm saying as a whole. It ain't them, because like I said, we ain't talking about Gentiles. We talking about us, right? We just got on one accord when you bumped me, right? We said us. We ain't talking about them. We said us with the laws, meaning yourself as well, right? Okay, so we got to stay on track. So let's look at one of the laws God gave us. Let's get Deuteronomy 18. Deuteronomy 18:13. Let's start there. Let's start with a law right here. How y'all doing? Let's start with this first law. There's also something you said a while ago when you kind of stirred a little something. You said, I'm going to listen to Moses. So Deuteronomy is in Moses. Let's see what something happened back in Moses.
Oh, yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 13. Thou shalt be perfect. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God.
So it says, thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God, right? So anytime it say thou shalt or shall, that's telling you to basically do, right? It's telling you to do, right? So it says, thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. So what do it mean to be perfect with God? Do you know that answer? Let's get 2 Corinthians 13. Do you know what it means to be perfect with God? Because if not, like I said, we're going to deal. We're going to deal with the book for edification, all right? We're going to speak as the oracle of God so we can keep on rolling, all right? All right, we're going to see if God say perfect. 13, let's start at verse 5.
I'm fast already. I already know all this.
You do? Okay. All right, one second. I got that.
2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates?
So it say, so the thing is, he say for us to be perfect, we got to also have that self-accountability to know how to check ourselves. But according to what? Because I see you keep doing this. So what you checking yourself off of? Just off your mind or what the words say?
The words that be Jesus right. You ain't gotta be Jesus.
Huh? Say it again?
You think that should be like Jesus, that's Jesus right. I was saying to God for 11 months, I want to get married with you. So if you don't know me by now, that's my form. I'm a go one. I'm gonna go down. I'm a baller. If I get out here, Jehovah Witness the plan. I gotta tell you something. When we do this, and y'all don't stop and take a card.
No, but that's not. But remember, we went to this verse to try to understand what is perfection. Because I see you kind of. Trust we got time to deal. Okay, so keep all your what you're trying to speak of. I want to deal with everything you addressing. Okay, but I want to do it all one bit at a time. Exactly. So it's according to His word, right? It's according to what the book say, right? And not just what we thinking and feeling, right? Okay. Now go down to verse 11.
1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 11. Finally, brethren, farewell, be perfect.
It said, be what?
Be perfect.
So it say, finally, brethren, be perfect. There's so many scriptures. It's just a couple that's saying be perfect. But we finna get the definition in a second. It say, finally, brethren. Because regardless of how much we apply ourselves or doing this or that, doing this and that, the Most High is still requiring something out of us. He gave us a law back in Deuteronomy that said be perfect. And now we taking it to the New Testament, he's still saying finally. Meaning even after everything you talking about, after everything you do, you still need to be perfect according to his will. Go ahead, read that again.
Finally, brethren, farewell, be perfect, be of good comfort, be of one mind, live in peace, and the God of love and peace shall be with you.
So now get Psalm 19. Psalm 19 and 7. Because now we finna, Psalm 19. So now we finna get the biblical definition of what do it means to be perfect. Because we got laws and we got statutes that's telling us be perfect. Finally be perfect. All throughout the Bible. We only hear two so far. But all throughout the Bible we got the word saying be perfect, be perfect. So now let's see, what do it mean? How do you define perfect according to the Bible? Let's read that.
Psalm 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
One second. Bro, you just said you ain't dealing with the Gentiles, right? What you doing? What you doing? Why you in her face, man? Why you in her face when we talk about the word? We men right here, right? You just left the brothers to go talk to a Gentile, right? That ain't, hey, that's ungodly, man. You wanted to.
Yeah, they got no dick. No matter what.
So, ain't that talk? Ain't that talk?
So what?
So that's off.
Multitask.
That's off. That ain't multitask. That's a multi-fast way to head. God ain't dealing with that. You just remember, before we fist bump, you said we ain't worried about Gentiles, right? Right or wrong, right or wrong, right or wrong, right or wrong.
I love Gentiles.
How? So how you on one with God if God don't deal with the Gentiles?
Because I ain't God either.
You're supposed to be God-like. This ain't your name.
I'm going to
Let's read that. Okay,
Adam.
so all right, so I'm gonna show you how God gonna deal with you. So we're
Yeah,
gonna deal with
show me.
perfection, and then I'm gonna show you.
Our perfection.
Then we're gonna get a little raw after this. So read that.
Psalms 19 and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
So it said, what is perfect?
The law of the Lord is perfect.
What Lord?
The law of the Lord is perfect.
What Lord?
The laws of the Lord are perfect. Go ahead.
Converting the soul.
Oh yeah.
Converting the soul.
Oh yeah.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
So the only way our people can stop being simple, because I'm gonna tell you right now, straight up, out of love, you being simple right now, brother. Because you're not applying the laws. You're not trying to hear the laws thoroughly. You probably are. I'm not listening. And the reason why I just said that is only because of your response pertaining to how you just dealt with that white woman. And God do. He's dealing with. We right here for our people. How we just agreed with a minute ago.
Luke chapter 7 and verse 32. They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace.
See that? God say pertaining to our people. Look at how you keep showing your skin, looking at yourself doing this. Our people. God say our people act like what?
They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace and calling one to another and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced.
You see that? So even here right now, you listening, you dealing with the word, but you ain't. So overall, real discernment is telling me overall you playing right now. You got a little free time on your hand, and you ain't really dealing. You out here being a little kid right now. Overall, you being a little kid right now. I'm look, listen to me out of love. Listen to me out of love. Out of love. As grown men, you being a little damn kid right now. Out of love, you being a little damn kid right now. Okay.
Out of love, I got millions of dollars. So I don't care what you say about God, when I know about the whole Women's Bible. And I'm gonna tell you something else.
And I'm gonna tell you, God ain't dealing with none of that, all right?
Because I ain't talking about God.
I know. You ain't talking about nothing. That's really what you're talking about. You talking about nothing right now. So listen to this word. So let's get it.
Luke chapter 7 and verse 32. They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace and calling one to another and saying, we have piped unto you.
See that? So, and that's what you doing. You steady calling talking about you Jehovah's Witness, you Catholic, you this, you that, and then it's, I'm against God and I'm for God, and that's too much damn confusion. That's like a little kid. Look, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. It's a child who's been sitting right here for the longest, way more humble than what you. No, stay over here, stay over here. But there's a child right here that's way more humble and receiving this word way more than you are. And
So
you
what?
And so this is why I'm showing you being a little damn child right now, and this is the problem with all of what you're talking about. Because you can clearly see what's wrong with our people, and I'm trying to show you, you part of that help. You part of the destruction that's making our people worse than what we are, than what we should be. You need going about your business, and you standing strong on being Jehovah's Witness, and somebody just comes to you bawling, crying their heart out because they in this type of situation or whatever else, and they say, I'm trying to learn how to love God. How can you instruct them according to what you're talking about?
I'm going to tell them, if you don't learn how to love God, baby, you got to sit down and read the Bible. I can't tell you how to love God, but it's other people told you.
So, okay, I'm glad you acknowledge the Bible. So once you acknowledge, so now the Bible, that's, now listen, now that's still, listen, now saying just read the Bible is so broad. Because look at how much is in here. You see how thick the pages are? It's all different teachers through there. So that's still too broad for. So imagine if you got a listen. I got 30 hours. The answer you just gave. How can that edify a 5-year-old? Let's say you got a 5-year-old on your hand that's trying to learn how to love God. That's the answer you gonna give them?
Love your parents first.
That's the answer. Okay. So from here, 20. Read that one more time.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich ruleth over the poor.
So the only thing, so when you talking all this just all the word about it, that's not training up a child. That's not training the child. So if that's your only work, that's why I went to a while ago saying you still a child. You have a child mentality.
I have a son.
You still have a child mentality. So let me ask you this: how do you teach him the Bible? How do you teach your son the Bible? Then says, I'm glad you brought your child into it now. So now we're gonna deal. Now we're gonna deal more directly. How do you edify your son with this word? No, that's not how we do, because we don't talk that foolish. You was just saying. You just said a whole heap of foolishness this whole time we've been out here.
My son is a Jehovah's child, so he learned a lot of ways.
According to this word, how do you teach your son? We're finna just bring out minor things that you should be teaching your son. Even if you ain't trying to do it, you should be still trying to teach your son as a man. As a man, you should be trying to teach you should. It don't matter. It don't matter. He's still your son.
And he know a lot of stuff.
He don't. Do he know this? He can't if you don't.